Today, Hillary Clinton defended her decision to stay in the race by raising the specter of Robert F. Kennedy's assassination during his presidential run in 1968. Here she is.
My husband did not wrap up the nomination in 1992 until he won the California primary somewhere in the middle of June, right? We all remember Bobby Kennedy was assassinated in June in California. I don't understand it.
Well, this comes a day after the governor of New York, David Paterson, said that Hillary Clinton was beginning to act desperate in this campaign.
Just minutes ago, Trump said something that, again, has so many Democrats, so many Republicans aghast.
Hillary wants to essentially abolish the Second Amendment. By the way, and if she gets to pick her judges, nothing you can do, folks. Although the Second Amendment people, maybe there is, I don't know. But
Trump said, quote, Hillary wants to essentially abolish the Second Amendment, that's the right to bear arms. Is that simply an offhanded and very ill-conceived joke that he didn't mean anything by? Or was he suggesting something legislative? Or was that a suggestion, a joking suggestion even, but a suggestion that someone should try to assassinate his rival to stop her from being able to select Supreme Court judges? From the Clinton campaign manager Robbie Mook, he tells CNN, quote, this is simple. What Trump is saying is dangerous. A person seeking to be president of the United States should not suggest violence in any way.
Hillary Clinton brought up the assassination of Senator Robert Kennedy in 1968 while defending her decision to stay in the race against Barack Obama. The Obama campaign responded just a short time ago. Spokesman Bill Burton said, quote, Senator Clinton's statement before the Argus Leader editorial board was unfortunate and has no place in this campaign.
CNN's Sarah Murray is traveling with the Trump campaign. Sarah, has the Trump campaign responded to your many calls and emails seeking clarification as to what exactly he was saying?
In a statement from their senior communications advisor, it says it's called the power of unification. Second Amendment people have amazing spirit and are tremendously unified, which gives them great political power. And this year they will be voting in record numbers, and it won't be for Hillary Clinton, it will be for Donald Trump.
Hyped up press over Memorial Day weekend, the Obama campaign inflaming it, tried to take these words out of context. She was making a point merely about the timeline. The press secretary came out and attacked Senator Clinton and got it going so that the story would be around for 3 days. It's nice to get a story going and then, let it go for 3 days over the weekend and say, oh, she didn't mean anything about it. I mean, we got to remember, we have to, Chris, pull this party together.
Does she understand how tasteless and ghoulish it is to use that word?
She was merely talking about the timeline. She understands if it offended people. She apologized for that. Well, let's remember, let's keep this in context. We've been in this race now for 17 months. We've been out there. What the voters want us to focus on is health care, education, oil prices. Those are the issues that people are focused on, Chris, and that's what this campaign ought to be about. We need to be very careful at the end of this process now that we have got to bring us together. We have a very important election on November 4th.
When Governor Huckabee made a bad joke at the NRA about someone pointing a gun at Obama, he immediately apologized and he personally called Obama to say he was sorry. Has Senator Clinton personally called Obama?
No, and nor should she. Let's be very clear. I will say this again. This has nothing to do with Senator Obama. This was all about Hillary Clinton, her campaign, Chris.
I don't have Donald Trump sitting here. I don't know what he meant by that, but what do you think?
I think he's referring to the fact that the National Rifle Association is the most powerful lobby, hands down, in the United States. So if anyone can stop a very anti-Second Amendment agenda, it would be the NRA and the Second Amendment folks. And I think when he talks about Hillary wanting to roll back the Second Amendment, he's referring to how she doesn't like Supreme Court jurisprudence on the Second Amendment, which includes the Heller decision that says the right to bear arms, in fact, includes the right to own a handgun. Okay. So, whether he's simplifying that or not, I know Hillary Clinton simplifies a lot of his policies, calling it the Muslim ban, even though that's never what he proposed. But that's what my take on that is, given just hearing it in this moment.
We will see if he clarifies a little later.
The comments were recorded, and we showed them to you earlier, and they are online as we speak. She actually said those words. Those words, Senator, you actually invoked the nightmare of political assassination. You actually invoked the specter of an inspirational leader at the seeming moment of triumph for himself and a battered nation yearning to breathe free, silenced forever. You actually used the word assassination in the middle of a campaign with a loud undertone of racial hate. hatred and gender hatred and political hatred. You actually use the word assassination in a time when there is a fear, unspoken but vivid and terrible, that our again troubled land and fractured political landscape might target a black man running for president, or a white man, or a white woman. You actually use those words in this America, Senator, while running against an African-American man whom against the death threat started the moment he declared his campaign. You actually use those words in this America, Senator, while running to break your greatest glass ceiling and claiming there are people who would do anything to stop you. You, Senator, never mind the implications of using the word assassination in any context relative to Senator Obama. What about you? You cannot say this.
And if you are running to be president or you are president of the United States, words can have tremendous consequences. Yesterday, we witnessed the latest in a long line of casual comments from Donald Trump that cross the line. And now his casual inciting of violence. Every single one of these incidents shows us that Donald Trump simply does not have the temperament to be President and Commander-in-Chief of the United States.